As announced earlier on, we were going to discuss a little bit the issue about the structural conservation of these panels. And now you have all had an opportunity to look at the panels that have been taken down, the central panel and some of the looser panels here, and knowing what has happened as Anne lined it out this morning, and seeing what has been done in the past with either blocks or fillings. Do any of you have any comments on to what would you want to do with these panels to preserve them for the future? Would you think that there would be treatments needed to stabilize them further? Or would you find that the treatment that they have already undergone, the way they are now, is adequate for it just to be remounted and set back? And how we're going to set it back, that's the next point of discussion. We'll return to that. But the structural situation of the panels, how would you judge that when you look at it? How do you evaluate that if you should give an advice to the people sitting here?
The only ones where there's, I think, a question of removal are the large cross-grain blocks,
Which are sitting in
which are also screwed.
Yeah.
And discussing it with Jean Albert, I was saying that I think if they were to be removed, you've got very, very little sense of how strong those joints are. The fact that they have been reinforced, you're sort of relying on somebody else's repair. I think what you would need to do would be to put some cross-grain battens and cleats across the panel, perhaps two battens. Just as security, for handling, for mishandling. Yeah. Make it slightly more stable, because the moisture barrier seems to be doing, a brilliant job on all of these panels. These are incredibly flat.
Despite of the condition, the perfect condition, we are concerned about the fluctuations, because sometimes during winter in 1 week you have a change from 40% relative humidity to 80% in 1 week. So I think that's quite dangerous. And but I think despite of the condition, the perfect condition, you still need for such an important work of art to stabilize a climate. You don't really need such big fluctuations.
I don't know if you all know the room, but the ceiling we look at here is this stepwise concrete, and we are in this room down here with the cage, and above there's just normal space and windows with broken glass where dows come in, and climate is like the outside climate, more or less, in the room just above this. So of course it has a cold ceiling most of the time, compared to the visitor room here, where you would have people. Anne?
One of the plans that the engineers proposed was to give a thermic isolation on top. And then you can assume that the air contained in the glass box would be sealed with the buffering of the panel itself. And then you can try and keep the temperature in the visitor's room more or less stable, and then you have the thermic isolation on top, okay? So then you can aim at a certain stability over the season's period. So, and that should be all right for the coming 5 years then.
Yeah.